ऊपर पे आंख उठाए, मन तो उड़ता ही जाए। संगम के सुहाने सुख जो हम लूटे तो लुटाए। दिव्य चितवन से नस नस को भर दे आज आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। तू जो धरा पे पधारे, गुल खिल जाते हैं न्यारे। गुलशन तो महक जाए, तू जो इसे सवारे। हर गुल में भरते बाबा तू खुशबू स्वर्गिक सी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। हसरत है हमारी बाबा कर दो वो पूरी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके।
Om Shanti, Om Shanti, hello, and good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to Wednesday nights from the Eastern Mediterranean. And tonight we're coming from Madhuban. Madhuban is coming to us. So Suman Bhen is here with us. Suman Bhen, a warm, warm welcome to you.
In fact, I think Middle East is coming to Madhuban. You can hear my voice, right?
Yes, it seems okay. It's okay for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, so we'd like to welcome you with some flowers coming in your direction right now. Here they are, coming from
Thanks a lot.
The Sister Oslam from the Aegean region. Yes, lovely, thank you. So yes, it's Madhuban flavor tonight. And I think almost everybody will know Suman Bhen, but here are a few things from her official biography. I won't read the whole thing, but she had her first meditation experience at the age of 5 and dedicated to the Yagya in 92. I think that's when you came to Madhuban full time, if I'm right. And she's, of course, a senior teacher and based in Gyan Sarovar, also a management trainer and a national coordinator of the education wing. So, of course, a lot of experience in our sweet home, sustenance from dadis, and from a very young age being in that, immersed in that divine atmosphere. So we have the topic tonight, which she has selected, about raising our spiritual standard. So just a reminder, Suman Bhen, there is simultaneous translation into several languages. So just keep the speed slow. And I know it's late there. It's past 10 o'clock in Madhuban. So thank you for staying up so late. Okay, thank you.
Om Shanti. And it's such a wonderful experience to see all of you, meet all of you online. And it is actually a very good yukti, even though people are not coming to Madhuban right now. It's non-season and it's a good way to connect it back. And today, actually I chose this topic of raising our spiritual standard because when we, in January, I was reading the history of the Yagya. I had a program, so every day, half an hour, I had to read Yagya's history online. So I did a lot of reading. There was a pile of books on my table every day. I used to read a lot of stories of the Yajna. During that course of in January, um, I felt that somewhere we are moving away from the roots, from where we all started. We are recognized by the spirituality that we hold, and also at present when we see there are no dadis, right? There's only one dadi left, and other seniors are here, of course. But somehow we have lost that link for of the initial days, because now the form of the organization is very different. Form of the yajna is very different. It is very large, and lots of people are coming in, and people are appreciating the work that Brahma Kumaris are doing. But initial days was very different, right? It all started with renunciation. It all started with tapasya. Now we see more of seva, more of service happening, expansion happening. But in those days, it was more of tapasya, it was more of renunciation, simple living, things like that. And that's a reason we see in that days, their spiritual standard, spiritual quotient was so high, right? So I was asking myself, like, can I match to that standard of kind of their spiritual level? So when I was thinking about that, Baba has mentioned about many things, to uphold that spiritual standard. Because when we look at the whole world, highest on high on this world, of course, Shiv Baba. Next to Shiv Baba is Brahma, right? Adi Dev and Adi Devi, Brahma Baba and Mama. And then comes the 8 beads, 8 jewels, and then it's 100 jewels. So 108 jewels next to Baba. No matter in other spiritual organization, they speak of other spiritual, but in the whole world, these are 108 jewels who are the highest, who are victorious jewels. So Baba has set very high standards for us, right? Our standard of spirituality is very high. And Baba has clarified everything, who would be becoming those victorious jewels, who would be coming in 8, who would be coming in 108. So Baba has made it very clear for us. So when the clarity is there, it's easy to achieve. But sometimes what happens is, when we are caught up in this routine of service, somewhere our vision is, it goes a little bit, out of focus from our destination, real destination that we are supposed to have, the real aim that we are supposed to have. So I think we have to again remember what are those qualifications for me to become qualified. Okay, maybe 8 jewels are already occupied. Maybe we can make effort to come in 108 or 16,108, somewhere along the, so we have to again keep our focus towards that again. I think our high focus, high level of aim should be there. So I was just thinking about the qualifications that Baba has mentioned in different Murlis, qualifications of the victorious jewels, right? So I have come across some points, maybe 7 or 8 points I would like to share with all of you. One of the qualifications of the victorious jewels is constantly detached observer. Many times we are involved in service so much that when we are asked to move away from that service or asked to move away from that responsibility, somewhere we feel, that shock, or we feel that people are deceiving us. Um, so it is for us to check again. So am I a detached observer? Am I detached? Because when we get involved in service, there's a tendency to get attached to certain service, tendency to get attached to certain surroundings, to certain seva, to certain people. So again and again, if I'm not practicing that being a detached observer, so then I think drama plays its role to make us a detached observer. So recently, because during this Corona period, many things were happening in Gansarovar, and you know, uh, and there are many shifts in services also here. One moment this person is given service, another moment the other person is given service. So for me, it was such a good practice to get involved, but then again, am I able to detach from that if that service is taken away from me? Uh, so that happened for me during last year. Uh, I got disturbed, So then I reflected upon within myself, and then said, "This is not a sign of a victorious jewel." Uh, if I have to become a victorious jewel, I think even the thought process that goes on within my mind also counts. It's not only the karma, it's not only the behavior, it's not only the action that counts, gives me the points, but also the internal process that goes on within me. What are the thoughts? Baba gives points to the thoughts also that arise in our mind. So whenever a situation comes, what is the process that's going on within my mind? That also counts a lot. So whenever a blow comes, so then it's a time for us to check within our minds. So what is the process? What are the thoughts that are coming? Am I having resentment? Am I having hatredness for the people around me? Or am I asking questions? Why is it happening to me? If all these questions are arising, that means I'm not still have not still arrived in that to that place. Still.
Apologies, Suman Bhen. There's a request from the translators to be a little slower, please.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not used to that, so okay. Sorry for that. Yeah. For the first qualification of a victorious jewel is to be constantly a detached observer, not getting attached to any situation, not getting attached to any of the seva. We saw Gulza Dadi especially. So she was so much detached. And when she was asked to participate, she participated. But otherwise, she was such a detached observer. So that's one of the qualifications that we have to learn and practice. And secondly, what I feel is faith in the intellect. Constant faith in the intellect is very much necessary to qualify, to increase our spiritual standard. When I say that faith in the intellect, when I have faith, then it's easy for me to surrender the intellect, right? To just accept what Baba wants me to do, to accept what drama is happening, whatever is happening in the drama. So, Nishchay Buddhi Vijayanti, they say. Those who have faith in the intellect would become victorious. Time and again, there is tests of faith throughout our lives. During the initial days of our lives, maybe it's in a different form. And during the later days of Brahmin life, it comes in different forms, in royal forms also. And we see many souls who are getting deceived and moving away from Baba. They say, okay, Baba is coming in somebody else's body, so it's like that. They're not able to identify. They don't have that faith in Baba, faith in the yajna, in the process that Baba has created. Who has created this organization? Who has created this yajna? It's Baba himself, right? So when we have complete faith in the process that Baba has created, so then we wouldn't be having any questions, right? So Baba has spoken about 4 levels of faith. Faith in the self, faith in Baba, faith in drama, and faith in the Brahmin family. So many times it's easy to have faith in the self and faith in Baba. A challenging thing for me sometimes is having faith in the drama. Yes, when everything is going on very smoothly, to have faith, it's so much easier. But when something happened which is against my wish, or if somebody has created some situation which is giving sorrow, maybe that is a time, challenging time, to have faith in the drama and faith in the Brahmin family. Because even if a question raises, why is this happening? So then I think it is a sign that I don't have faith in the drama. Instead of that, if I say, okay, if I accept it and say whatever is happening is a right thing to happen at this moment. But I have to remember that, right? So whatever is happening is the right thing to happen, even if some negative vibrations are being spread or something is happening. At that time, to think this is a right thing to happen. So to accept it, because I can't do anything about that, right? If some people are speaking something about me, which is not true, so I can't go and just shut their mouth. But I know what I am, and I am just accountable to Baba. I always think that how am I going to, why should I be proving myself to any human beings? I'm just accountable to Baba. And if I'm clean and Baba knows that, so that's it. I shouldn't get disturbed about whatever is happening in the drama. So as far as I am clean with Baba, I have faith in myself, I have faith in Baba, so then that upheaval wouldn't come. So then I wouldn't be blaming anyone else for that. But then what happens is, when a situation happens, can I apply that point of knowledge immediately and keep my mind calm? Or would it take maybe a day or two for me to accept it, to become peaceful, to accept the situation as it is and say, okay, this is the right thing to happen. So if I'm taking 1 or 2 days to settle myself, that means I'm applying a break here today, but that it is applied 2 days later. So then that means that I don't have that complete faith in Baba, in complete faith in the drama. So if I apply break now, it should be applied right now, in this second, in this moment. So that's a challenge that I'm facing right now. But maybe one day that would happen. Maybe different people would be having different issues or different challenges regarding faith in the intellect in different aspects. Sometimes it would be a bit difficult to have faith in the Brahmin family. Means Brahmin family in the sense that, why is this person behaving in a certain way? Why is a senior giving such decisions which are not appropriate? But then when I understand everyone is a effort maker and have that feeling of belongingness, maybe, so then it is easy to accept as it is. Always remember a story of a Zen monk. It really stayed with me for a long time. Few years ago, I heard this story. There was a Zen monk in a locality, in a town. There were many houses in that locality, and he had one small house, and he was practicing his meditation, and every day he used to go ask for alms, and then collect the alms, come back, do his own meditation, do his own sadhana. And one day what happened was, in that road, in that locality, there was a teenage girl. She got pregnant. She had a boyfriend, but her parents didn't know about that. So she was scared to tell her parents about her boyfriend. So then what she told was, she told that this Zen monk is responsible for the baby in her tummy. So the whole locality, people got so wild against that Zen monk. Then when the child was born, the father of the girl, he brought that baby and gave it to the Zen monk. And he said, this is your baby, take care of your baby. And Zen monk didn't react at all. He didn't try to prove that it isn't mine, or I didn't do any mistake. I didn't do any, this was not my mistake. So he just took the baby, and he said, is it so? And then he started to take care of the baby very silently, and doing all the courses, taking care of the baby. And then after a few days, that girl, the teenage girl, the mother of the baby, she got very guilty. She felt guilty, and she said, and she came and told to her father, so no, Zen monk was not responsible for it. I told a lie. Uh, Please pardon me. She asked for forgiveness. So then the whole people of the locality, they came to the Zen monk and then they asked him for forgiveness and took the baby from him. And at that time also, like he said, is it so? And gave back the baby. It wasn't that he had attachment for the baby because he took care of the baby for 5 months and he didn't have that attachment even after taking care of the baby. So he was so detached. Whatever was happening, he said, is it so? Okay, he has accepted. So that is a very higher level of, um, accepting things. But then for us, even for a small things happen in our lives, am I able to accept it with a cool mind, with a calm mind at that moment itself, not prolonging or just not delaying it, but just at that moment, am I able to accept it? That's the thing. And the third qualification, I think, of a victorious jewel for the souls to increase the spiritual standard is to have a loving intellect. Loving intellect towards Baba, loving intellect towards the Yajna. Loving intellect means one strength and one support. Experiencing all relationships with Baba deeply, deeply. When I experience all relationships, each relationship with Baba, so then I can be completely independent, not be dependent on any human beings, and have that unlimited love for Baba. That love for Baba is merged in our minds, in our hearts, in our every nerve. And when I have that immense love for Baba, I think then love for the Yajna automatically comes. When we look at Dadis, it was as though the Yajna resided in them. They never thought outside of the Yajna. They always thought of the Yajna, about the Yajna, about the people, about Baba's children. So it was in their nerves. The Yajna was in their nerves. And especially when when I used to meet Prakashmani Dadi, it was like, she was like the Yajna mother. Whatever she would say, all the Madhuban Nivasis would just follow her instructions. Because each Madhuban Nivasi had so much love for all the Dadis, of course, but especially for Prakashmani Dadi. They had so much of love for her because Prakashmani Dadi knew each and everything. What is the cost of the potatoes? What is the cost of the rice? Each and everything she knew. And she knew the background of each Madhuban Nivasis. Where that Baba's child has come from, what is the background of that child. Dadi knew each and every one so personally that then each Madhuban Nivasi had so much of a love for Dadi, because it was not only an official relationship with her, it was like a spiritual mother. So she was concerned about each one's well-being, about each one's health, each one's spiritual progress, everything. She was concerned about each one's everything. and especially when we used to have class for Madhuban Nivasis, if something, some situation has come, or some Madhuban Nivasi has done a major mistake, so then Dadi would be like a, like a teacher. She used to give a proper class, proper scoldings, proper, strong class to the Madhuban Nivasis. But then later on, 20 minutes would be her strong class, all the teachings, your Madhuban Nivasis, how can you do this? This is not Baba was expecting from you. She used to give left and right. And then after 20 minutes, she used to become so loving, and she'd say, you have got, somebody has sent some fruits for everyone. So you're getting gifts and fruits. And she used to give so much of love for everyone. So that, feeling of belongingness, loving, so much of love she had for each and every Baba's children. So having loving intellect means it's not only having love for Baba, but a love for the yajna, love for the upliftment of Brahmin children also, genuinely. No hidden motives, no hidden intentions, but very clean, and having so much of love and good wishes for each and everyone. So yeah, that we saw in Dadis, most of the Dadis we saw that, right? And the next qualification for being a victorious jewel is what we saw in Baba, Mama, and Dadis. They're completely pure. The level of purity is so high. It's not only the purity, but it's like the subtle, even they didn't have any feeling of jealousy towards anyone. Brahma Baba, he had so much of good wishes for all the children that he kept all the children ahead of him. And we saw that in Dadis also. I don't think they had even slightest of hatredness or jealousy, impurity of intentions, impurity of even in the mind, for any negative feelings for anyone. I remember once, even Shantamani Dadi, you must be knowing Shantamani Dadi. Shantamani Dadi is Mama's elder sister's daughter. So Mama was her Masi. Shantamani Dadi's Masi, mother's sister. So Shantamani Dadi was in Madhuban, in Panda Bhavan, taking care of all the sevadharis. She was responsible for giving sevas for sevadharis in Panda Bhavan. So she had some problem with her back. So for many, many years, she hasn't traveled outside Madhuban, live alone outside India, but outside Madhuban, she has never traveled for many, many years. For as far as I remember, I used to come to Madhuban as Sevadhari in late 80s. I used to see Dadi there sitting in the courtyard. But after that, when I started to stay in Madhuban, in Panda Bhavan, Dadi was always there in Panda Bhavan. She
I think we've just lost Suman Bhen for a moment. So if you just hold on, I think she'll just try to reconnect. Yeah, just hold the line, please. I'm just trying to get in touch with her to see if she can reconnect. I think she'll be back in just a moment. Okay, Suman Bhen, I think you're back.
Okay, sorry. You can hear me?
Yes, maybe if you can just bring the mic a little closer to your mouth.
Yeah. Now it's okay?
Yes, yes.
Sorry. All of a sudden, solar went off. So Yeah, I was sharing the story of Shantamani Dadi. Um, Shantamani Dadi was not well for a long time. She had some problem in her back, and so she was not able to travel. Um, and I think I remember in 2001 when I got the opportunity to travel abroad for the first time. Uh, by then, she was living in Shantivan. Shantivan campus was already started being constructed, and then she was living there in Shantivan. So when I went down, when I was going abroad for the first time, I thought, okay, let me take leave from Shantavani Dadi because I had so much of love for her. When I went and uh, I told Dadi, I'm going to London for this seva. And I could see the sparkle in her face. You know, she had so much of a sparkle and she gave so much of love. And she didn't have even a slightest thought that, oh, I don't get to travel anywhere. I have been lying here in Madhuban for many, many years. Maybe for the past 30 years, she didn't travel anywhere. But these girls who have come just now, they are getting to travel. So she didn't have even a slightest thought passing by in her mind. She had so much of love, so much of good wishes, and she said, "Okay, do good service and come back." So she gave me so many blessings. So that really touched my heart. You know, like all this opportunity of services, they are like toys, as Gulza Dadi mentions. Gulza Dadi always would say that whatever seva you're getting to do, it's like a toy for you. Uh, so everyone has got different toys to play with. So then I realized, yes, whatever opportunity that we are getting on the field of service is just, a way to express ourselves, a way, a way to understand our own sanskaras, because it's only on the field of service that our sanskars emerge, right? So yeah, whatever service that we are doing, that doesn't count, but the way that we are doing, in what way that we are doing, that really counts. So yeah, uh, to have that level of purity, to have good wishes for each and every soul, um, no matter if I get the opportunity or not, but even if others are moving ahead, am I able to give good wishes to them? So that is such a subtle thing in ourselves. Uh, so one more qualification that I would like to share is, um, actually there are lots of qualifications. There's a list, maybe like 15, 20 qualifications that Maba has mentioned, qualifications of victorious jewels. But then I would like to share one last one, that is, completely content. Contentment is the when Baba says, when we have contentment, other virtues automatically come in. We attract other virtues automatically. So contentment can come only through attainments, right? If I experience all attainments from Baba, maybe it's all relationships, all powers, all virtues. So when the soul experience all attainments, so then there is contentment. Um, in the soul. Mm. So I think that is very much important. I see there are very few souls right now when I look around that I can really see they're completely content with their life. Otherwise, there would be some or the other, um, you know, emptiness within. Or I have to achieve this, I have to achieve that, or I have to, I don't have this, I don't have that. So yeah, constant contentment um, is very much necessary in Brahmin life, and that comes through attainments. So now, can we take up some questions? It's 10:45 now.
Yes, we can. Let's have a look here. There's one question. Somebody asks, how do you deal with older BKs who deliberately show neglecting behavior and silent treatments? Do you mirror their behavior and neglect them back?
If they are neglecting, I think if we also do that, then what's the difference, right? I think we have to make effort to give them more love, more care, to give them the feeling of belongingness. I think, to be very honest, the days when the dadis were around, we experienced more love, more care. Nowadays, there is a lot of detachment amongst BKs also. I think we have to make effort to bring back that feeling of belongingness, feeling of a family. Yeah, because when we have taken
I think you muted your mic, Suman Bhen.
Huh?
Yeah, okay now.
When we have received so much, so I think it's time for us to give back, give to the yajna, give to others. So I think we have to make a little bit effort to step forward and to make that extra effort.
Okay, here's another question. Can you share the list of qualifications, since there was not much time to explain it?
Yeah, there are many more actually. I don't have that right now in front of me, but then I can remember few. They're completely free from Maya, victorious over Maya. And two very prominent qualities that we can see in victorious jewels are they're extremely tolerant. You know, the the quality, the power of tolerance is so much in them. And Baba in many Murlis has mentioned that only powerful souls can tolerate. And uh, when we tolerate, the power of the soul also increases. So they victorious jewels have immense tolerance power, and they will have immense humility. They will not have even a slightest ego in them. What else? That's what I can remember right now. So
That's
there are
probably
many others.
that's
Yeah,
probably
they would
enough.
have. Yeah. They would have also have unlimited disinterest. I think when we have loving intellect, unlimited disinterest is automatic. It comes with it.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have a question? Please type in the chat box. So here's another one I could ask you. So for Madhubani Rasis, are there any like, high level dharnas that you are made aware of? Like, especially as you mentioned in Dadiji's time, because it's like, think of elite forces or special forces in the army. They're trained to do amazing things. So Madhubani Vasis, of course, means very high level of dedication all the time to Baba. So any special dharna checklist for Madhubani Vasis specifically?
Actually, Baba uh, has spoken many things for the Madhubani Vasis, but that type of we don't get any such classes or checklist or list of qualifications that we have to practice or anything. I think um, in one of the Murlis, Baba had mentioned that for Madhubani during I think it was the year of Tapasya. During that year, Baba had told for Madhuban Nivasis that you have to sit in um, yoga, tapasya for 4 hours a day. That is sitting meditation, not not meditation while moving around. While sitting, you have to do meditation, sitting meditation for 4 hours. That was a big challenge for everyone. I think everyone is free to do it, and whoever does it will experience it and achieve it. So there are some incognito effort makers actually. They don't show that they are making so much of effort, but in an incognito way, they do a lot of tapasya. During my initial days in Pandab Bhavan, I was so much, confused because I came from a corporate world. I had finished my engineering and come here straight in Panda Bhavan in Madhuban in the middle of the yajna. I didn't have any experience of staying in the center. So it was like a small fish is put into an ocean who doesn't know to swim. So the fish is just figuring out to how the fish she can swim around. She is in the ocean already. So I was so much confused because I didn't know the systems of the yajna, many things. And so I asked a senior brother, see, in the corporate world, there's a hierarchy. Most qualified person would be up on the, as a managing director. Then a lower qualified person would be below. But in Madhuban, I don't see that. Educated people are working in the kitchen. Uneducated people are working in the office. Like I was so confused. What's happening like this? So then one thing that brother said, well, it really stayed with me. He said, in Baba's yajna, physical qualification or educational qualification wouldn't work. Here, spiritual qualifications work. So everyone is in their places according to their spiritual qualifications. So then onwards, I just ignored all the education qualifications and just made efforts spiritually. So here again, not we don't have a special class now for Madhuban Nivasis. Oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, because we don't have dadis now to give class, right? So it's our own understanding, our own connection with Baba. The more personal effort that we make, then I think that we move ahead, we move forward.
Okay, looks like no more questions remaining. And it's coming up to 11 p.m. in Madhuban, and tomorrow is Bog offering. So
Yeah.
I won't keep you too long. Any final thoughts of suggestion or advice for the Brahmin family from yourself, from Madhuban?
I feel we shouldn't be caught up in sightseeings of life. I think we should stick to our mainstream of effort making, um, because when you're caught up in sightseeings, we are a little bit, it takes a long time to reach the destination. I think we have to remember time and again what is my aim in this Brahmin life. So coming back to that again and again, sticking to our aim, because not much time is left. And instead of going into the expansion of everything, just being, you know, just do what is necessary, and more focus on our efforts, our state of mind. Um, that's it, I think. Even yesterday, some brother was asking me, um, "Oh, now we should create a team and do this service, do that service." I smiled back and told, "I think this is not the time. This is the time to wind up and go back home." So I think whatever is very much necessary, we have to do that, um, and focus mainly on our state of mind, on our purusharth. Yeah.
Great, a great few lines to finish off on. Thank you so much. Thank you, Suman Ben. I'm not sure if you're able to see on your mobile phone or your iPad. If you go to gallery view, you could see the
Yeah.
faces.
I'm not
So if
able
we
to
can just go and open our cameras